Everything should be good now. Everything should be good now. That's like not where I was trying to. That's not where I told him I gotta go. To be honest, it's gonna be blowing me. I'm gonna beat these guys and I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna beat these guys and I'm gonna get off. Mark my words. Oh, the New Vegas finished scoring. Average 7 yards per carry. Average 7 yards per carry. Oh my god. That was way more than fucking 3 yards. Drive on these guys. My dude is so OP, bro. My dude is really so OP, bro. Bro, how you gonna run past? Like, you look straight at him. You literally look straight at him, bro. Like, that shit was just real life crazy. They better not score, bro. And they fucking score, bro. Like, Lamar is actually fucking good in here. Oh, he's going a touchdown. That plays a touchdown play. So what the fuck, man? What is it well? Don't be telling me that you do that shit so late. And if you threw the wrong route, man, I promise you, the Martin here is like OD, like slow. Like, I do not be getting it, man. Like you do that, like, and there's Rashad Bateman all the way open for a touchdown. Tell you, bro. They botched my players and then fucking gave everyone fucking grief. Alright, I get it. I need you to I need you to go crazy. It's third quarter. We're losing. You can't block. Shut up with that, Lamar. Because you showed us on a touchdown play. You gotta make it happen. You the quarterback. You the quarterback, homie. You're talking about gotta make it move. Gotta make it happen. Nigga, you make it happen. What are you talking about? Like my player is so broken, bro. Like it's insane. Like he's really broken. Like if you hit him 2 times, he's popping off of that. 2 people trying to tackle him at the same time, you just gonna keep him up. That should have been me this time. That should have been me this time. You might go down. You might break the first one. You know, about to be get tackled by the second one. But then the third person that come in and hit him, they just messing it up. Like, what do you expect me to do? I'm gonna just run it straight down the middle, right? We gotta go for it. Don't take us off the field, bud. No. That's what I'm saying. You can't take us off. We gotta go for stuff like that, bro. We gotta go for stuff like that, bro. I don't know why my dude be getting like rocked like that. Like he be realizing getting rocked, bro. Like no, it's kind of sad though. Okay, he comes down. You know what, I'm gonna have us press you. Oh. No. My X Factor's gone. No, it's not. I really want to hit this. See what we can do. My dude is never open that deep, but come on, you gotta throw that, man. Like, come on. What are you doing? blame it all on you because the O-line be overly stupid. Oh my god. Like, what am I? I can't help with that. I can't help with that. I'm not gonna lie. I can't help with that, bro. Like, bro, you actually might lose this. And he threw a pig, bro. He threw a pig, bro. He threw a pig. You can't be doing that, Lamar. Like, come on. Like, we have to capitalize this time in the next. I'm not gonna lie, bro. No, he didn't. He held. Oh my god, bro. What the fuck? Like, are you serious? You're that dumb, bro? Like, I really bumped for 6. I really bumped for 6 and he held, bro. I can't believe it, bro. Genuinely. Oh, if I cut back, you should be able to pick that up, bro. Like, no cap. I'm not even playing around. If I cut back, if he hasn't fully shredded you, you should be able to pick that back up. Oh, so serious. I'm telling you, bro, superstar mode is good, bro. This shit is good. Either that or the Ravens are really that garbage, bro. I'm so serious, bro. I did not get tackled behind the line, bro. That's OD. Bro, see, nigga, that's what I'm talking about. This is rigged, bro. This is really rigged, bro. That's why I run the same plays, because nothing happens when you run. You gotta run the same 5 plays over and over again, bro. You gotta run the same 5 plays over again, bro. I'm dead for real, bro. And then they let him score 3, which is not that bad. Oh, so they know the play. You see how there was that hole right there? I tried to hit that. Okay. I really don't care. This is all or nothing at this point. It's all or nothing at this point. Go for it. Don't be dumb, bro. Easy, bro. This is what I'm talking about. This is real life what I'm talking about, bro. Like, that's what I be talking about. That's really what I be talking about, bro. And I'm not losing because of that, bro. Niggas don't know when to go for it, bro. That's really stupid. Like, really, 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 really stupid. I'm not losing because of that, bro. You got me effed all the way up. I'm not losing because of that, bro. Got me effed all the way up.
Special bags. Here then, and harmful fungi before the mushroom spores are introduced. After about a month, white.
My bad does not fix it. Like, all you do is say my bad, my bad. Like, it get to a point where that I don't care if it's it's your bad. Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? Yeah, your bad. Get a couple Fortnite games in, do some reactions. I got you, I need you right now. Bro, come on! Trying to put this dumbass dog, bro. But that shit's really fucking, that's ridiculous, bro. That's really ridiculous, bro. Just stuck. Sitting there. Looking stupid.
Mycelium spreads over.
Just looking stupid, bro. Let's feed the spirit. I'm hungry, so let's feed the spirit. But first, let me clean my glasses, though. Alright. The parable of the lost sheep. Now the tax collectors and sinners were all gathering. Now all the tax collectors and sinners were all being gathered around to hear Jesus. But the Pharisees and the teachers of the law muttered, "This man welcomes sinners and eats with them." Then Jesus told them this parable. Suppose one has 100 sheep and loses one of them. Does he leave the 99 in the open country and go after the lost sheep until he finds it? And when he finds it, he joyfully puts it on his shoulders and goes home? Then he calls his friend and the neighbors and says, "Rejoice with me, I have found my lost sheep." I tell you that in the same way there will be more rejoicing in heaven over one sinner who repents than over 99 righteous persons who do not repent. Oh my gosh, that's deep. Getting one sinner is more rejoiceful than already having 99 men that are I swear, I promise you it's not a sterilization, but it's going to genuinely piss me off. Genuinely pisses me off. But suppose a woman has 10 silver coins and loses one. This is the parable of the lost coin. Does she light a lamp, sweep the house, and search carefully until she finds it? And when she finds it, she calls her friends and neighbors together and say, "Rejoice with me, I have found my lost coin." In the same way, I tell you, there is rejoicing in the presence of the angels of God over one sinner who repents. The parable of the lost son. Jesus continued, there was a man who had 2 sons. The younger one said to his father, "Father, give me a share of the estate." So he divided his property between them. Not long after that, the younger son got together all he had, set off for a distant country, and there squandered his wealth in wild living. After he had spent everything, there was a severe famine in that country. There was a severe famine in that whole country, and he began to be in need. So he went and hired himself out to a citizen of that country, who sent him to his fields to feed pigs. He longed to fill his stomach with the pods that the pigs were eating, but no one gave him anything. When he came to his senses, he said, How many of my father's hired servants have food to spare, and here I am starving to death? I will set out and go back to my father and say to him, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. Make me like one of your hired servants. So he got up and went to his father. But while he was still a long way off, his father saw him and was filled with compassion for him. He ran to his son, threw his arms around him, and kissed him. The son said to father, I have sinned against heaven and against you. I am no longer worthy to be called your son. But the father said to his servants, Quick, bring the best robe and put it on him. Put a ring on his finger and sandals on his feet. Bring the fattened calf and cook it. Let's have a feast and celebrate. For this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and now is found. So they began to celebrate. bro. Oh, they just blew my whole mood, though. It's a good thing he didn't. See what the fuck? Like, I really hate this game, bro. Genuinely hate this game. I'm not gonna lie. I don't play it enough for me to be like, okay, yeah, nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like, hop in the lobby, none of y'all can mess with me, bro. I don't play it enough no more, bro. With that being said, let's get back to doing this. So they were celebrating because the son had sinned and he had come back and had repented and apologized. Meanwhile, the older son was in the field. When he came near to the house, he remembered he heard music and dancing, so he called one of his servants and asked him, what was going on? He said, your brother had come back. He replied, your father has cooked the fattened cow because he has come back safe and sound. The older brother became angry and refused to go in. So his father went out and pleaded with him, but he answered his father, look, all these years I've been slaving for you and never disobeyed your orders, yet you never gave me even a young goat so I could celebrate with my friends. But when this son of yours who squandered your property with prostitutes comes home, you killed a fattened calf for him? My son, the father said, you are always with me and everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and be glad because this brother of yours was dead and is now alive, and he was lost and is found. So for every one person that is brought in from sin, we celebrate quite crazily. I don't know, I kinda like the sound of that, I ain't gonna lie. You was already good, man. Like, why are you, like, okay, cool. But these guys weren't good, you know? This guy wasn't good, and now he's good. Like, that's like you're the black on the chessboard, and you take one of the pawns and make the pawns one of yours. It's kind of like checkers, where you take the person's piece and you turn it into your piece, or you like stack it or something like that. Like, that's just fire. Come on, bro. I'm telling you, that's not a skill issue. Like, there's no way. It just magically doesn't shoot as I cross his body. That's just ridiculous. That's just overly ridiculous. That's just overly ridiculous. predicaments I get put in, bro. I genuinely hate this game. Like, if I had PlayStation Plus, bro. If I had PlayStation Plus, all I need is like $15, bro. You get PlayStation Plus. You genuinely just need $15. Cut the crap. That's like the lowest of IQ plays. Like, I don't even feel accomplished for that. I've done better. That guy just sucked. You weren't ready. You're power sliding away from me. Quit out that bullshit. nobody got time for that shit. Nobody got time for that goddamn shit, bro. Nobody has time for that. I don't even know if I want to play Roblox, bro. I'll play Roblox for like a break. Hold on. Is this a real KK?
KK. An inmate at. To accept charges, press. That's the thing, fuck nigga. I can't fuck with people. AK-47 looking down a peephole. If you don't know how to shoot, then you need to. If you don't know how to shoot, I can teach you. If you don't need me, bitch, I don't need you. I need an infrared scope I can see through. Like a sister soldier book, I could read you. I was gon' clap him, but Big Bro told me be cool. But to be honest with you, all these niggas faking cool. I'm the tech and I'm always down to break the rules. Fuck the rules and fuck whoever made the rules. If you try me, bitches gon' be breaking news. If you don't love me, why would I love you? Fucking with them ops, why would I trust you? If you's a fucking ops, why would I jerk you? I'll let you fucking folks spot come and fuck you. Heard my little bro call a fight about a week ago. How many fights, nigga, I don't even know. You not ask me about them fights, you don't need to know. Cause then the preacher in the choir gon' be singing a song. It's the fucking season of the honor roll. Blood diamonds, they bleeding, and it's wonderful. I know you don't believe it, bitch, I'm coming home. But baby, you should be still and just hold on. Hey, 1, 2, 3, I can see you. Chopper with a scope, baby, I could peep you. With this 30 R6, I delete you. Leave his brains on the floor, look like seafood. Gang. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know what to do. But I might just do this and I'm gonna do the other one. I genuinely.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it, just by thinking about it. Meet Base 44.
There comes a moment in every man's life when comfort begins to rot his soul, when his own reflection begins to mock him, when he can no longer stand the softness he's allowed to grow inside. A quiet, commanding presence that says, "Enough, you felt it before." That tug in your chest that tells you you're not living the life you were designed for. That holy discontent, the ache of potential buried alive. That is not anxiety. That is God calling you to rise. The truth is harsh. You are not ready for the blessings you pray for. You are not strong enough to carry the destiny you claim you want. Because God doesn't give crowns to men who still kneel to weakness. The white of divine trust. Trust is a test, and the test is never what you expect. It doesn't come wrapped in miracles. It comes in discipline, rejection, loneliness, and delay. If you want to be trusted with divine power, you must prove you can handle divine silence. Can you stay righteous when nobody's watching? Can you walk in integrity when compromise feels easier? Every prayer you speak echoes into eternity, but God listens less to your words and more to your actions. He doesn't ask, "What do you want?" He asks, "What have you become?" Because He will not place His purpose into undisciplined hands. When God wants to use you, He doesn't promote you, He breaks you. He strips you of everything you lean on so you can finally lean on Him. He will send storms to remove your illusions. He will take people away to show you your strength. He will close doors to test your patience. He will delay success to burn out your ego. And when you scream, "Why me?" he'll whisper, "Because I'm building something eternal in you." You asked for greatness, he's giving you grit. You asked for success, he's giving you strength. You asked for purpose, he's giving you pain. God is not punishing you, he's preparing you. Every sleepless night, every failure, every heartbreak is sacred construction. He's not destroying your life, he's tearing down your weakness. The law of preparation. You want divine results, but you still live by mortal habits. You scroll more than you pray. You chase dopamine instead of discipline. You talk about vision, but act out of fear. And yet, you ask, why doesn't God bless me? Because God doesn't bless fantasy. He blesses function. And right now, you're not functioning like the man He designed you to be. He made you in His image not to be fragile, but formidable. You are supposed to be a vessel of order, not a victim of chaos. A leader of spirit, not a slave to emotion. Until your habits align with heaven's order, your destiny will remain locked. Every chosen man must walk through the desert of silence. Isolation is not punishment, it's purification. God will separate you from distractions until the only voice you can hear is His. That's where He reveals truth. That's where He strips off your masks. That's where He kills your ego, the false God within you. In solitude, you learn that being alone isn't the same as being abandoned. You learn that silence isn't empty, it's sacred. Moses had to climb the mountain alone. David trained in the wilderness alone. Jesus fasted in the desert alone. Because solitude is where men stop pretending and start transforming. If you can't handle being unseen, you're not ready to be chosen. The divine contract. God will never give a man influence until he can trust that man's character. He will give you responsibility before recognition, sacrifice before success, burden before breakthrough. He's not testing your strength, he's building it. You want the spotlight? He'll send you into the shadows. You want wealth? He'll teach you stewardship through scarcity. You want power? He'll test your humility through humiliation. Every delay is proof that heaven is still investing in you. Because the longer God takes to prepare you, the greater the mission He's preparing you for. So here's the truth, the raw, unfiltered one. You will not become the man God trusts through comfort, pleasure, or ego. You will become Him through obedience, endurance, and discipline. You'll have to kill your impulses, silence your distractions, and master your flesh. The spiritual war isn't fought outside. It's fought in your habits, your thoughts, your silence. The man God trusts isn't perfect. He's principled. He doesn't bow to lust, greed, or applause. He bows only to purpose. He doesn't need validation. He's too busy becoming validation. That's the divine standard. That's the covenant between God and greatness. And until you rise to it, He'll keep breaking you, shaping you, refining you, until every ounce of weakness is burned away. God doesn't need more men who talk about faith. He needs men He can trust to carry it. Becoming that man is not about perfection, it's about alignment. When your soul, your habits, and your discipline move in one rhythm, He will open doors that no man can close. Until then, He'll keep you in the fire. Not to hurt you, but to harden you. Because heaven doesn't anoint the comfortable, it anoints the prepared. Every man who has ever carried divine purpose has first walked through the valley of refinement. It's not the enemies outside that break you, it's the noise inside. When you enter the wilderness, you face your true opponent, yourself, your laziness, your pride, your addictions, your impatience. This is the war you can't post on social media. The one fought in the darkness, where no one cheers for you and no one even knows your name, but heaven does. And the silence you call suffering is actually heaven watching. It's not the enemies outside that break you, it's the noise inside. When you enter the wilderness, you face your true opponent, yourself, your laziness, your pride, your addictions, your impatience. This is the war you can't post on social media. The one fought in the darkness, where no one cheers for you and no one even knows your name, but heaven does. And the silence you call suffering is actually heaven watching you build your weapon, because God doesn't send weak men into battle. He refines them until even their wounds become armor. The wilderness is not punishment, it's training ground. This is where God starves your comfort so your character can finally breathe. He'll strip away your pleasures, not to harm you, but to heal you from the disease of dependency. You think you need company, validation, recognition. He'll take them all away until you realize you never needed them. What you needed was Him. And when you finally stop begging for distractions, you'll begin hearing the divine instruction. Everyone wants the results of divine strength, but no one wants the routine that builds it. You will not become trustworthy through miracles. You'll become trustworthy through monotony. The grind is sacred repetition, the same prayer every morning, the same workout even when you're tired, the same focus even when no one notices. That's what makes you unshakable consistency in silence. Discipline is not glamorous. It's gritty, it's repetitive, it's lonely. But it's the language heaven understands. Every act of obedience is a word in your conversation with God, and when your actions speak fluently, He'll finally respond. In the wilderness, your ego dies slowly. Every illusion you built about yourself begins to crumble. You start realizing how fragile you really are, how ungrateful, how dependent on praise. And that's when humility is born. God can't trust men who still think they are gods. He must make you small so He can make you strong. You'll be misunderstood, overlooked, mocked, but that's how He burns away your need to be seen. The man God trusts no longer performs for the world. He performs for the mission. He doesn't seek applause, he seeks accuracy. He's not chasing attention, he's chasing alignment. There's an ancient truth every blacksmith knew. The blade must be heated and hammered again and again before it becomes sharp enough to serve its purpose.
All I wanted was a zero minimum manufacture, and then I found TapStitch. I started MD because I wanted to create something that made people say like, damn, like I want that. If I can do this, you can do this as well. I grew up in New York and California, so I kind of was raised upon the culture of skateboarding, streetwear, the city hustle. Pretty much all that is in my DNA. So for me, building a brand wasn't about just the fashion.
The same law applies to men. The fire of life doesn't destroy you, it defines your edges. When the heat intensifies, don't pray for it to end. Pray for the strength to endure it. Because the harder the hammer, the higher the calling. If you are being tested severely, it's because God intends to use you powerfully. You're not being broken, you're being shaped. Endurance is the bridge between calling and fulfillment. The impatient man dies halfway. The faithful man crosses in silence. Every time you stay disciplined despite doubt, you're proving that your faith isn't emotional, it's foundational. Pain is temporary. Discipline is eternal. Remember what Marcus Aurelius wrote. If it's endurable, then endure it. Stop complaining. That's not just stoicism, that's sacred endurance. God does not rush greatness. He refines it over years of unseen consistency. So, if your life feels slow, you're right where you should be, because heaven moves with patience, not pressure. Before God can trust you with influence, He must trust you with integrity. Before He multiplies your blessings, He measures your restraint. Can you hold power without pride? Can you handle recognition without arrogance? Can you stay righteous when temptation whispers comfort? The fire doesn't only test your endurance, it tests your purity. Many men can climb, but few can stay clean at the top. The man God trusts knows that the real victory isn't reaching the mountain, it's not losing your soul once you do. When the noise fades and all your plans collapse, there's only one truth left: you are not in control. And that's not defeat, that's liberation. In that surrender, you discover something unshakable, peace that doesn't depend on circumstances. That peace is the sign that refinement is complete. Because the man who has been emptied is finally ready to be filled. God doesn't grush the man He plans to raise. You're not behind. You're being built. While others sprint for validation, you walk in revelation. You're learning the divine pace where nothing is wasted, and every trial is sacred timing. So stay in the wilderness. Endure the silence, carry the grind, and trust the hammer. Because only when the fire is finished will you rise as the man God can finally trust. Every man dreams of victory, but the battlefield he refuses to face is the one raging inside his own mind. It's not your enemies that keep you weak. It's the man within you who still worships comfort, the one who chooses pleasure over purpose, lust over legacy, escape over endurance. That is the man who must die. You can't carry both weakness and wisdom into destiny. One must be buried, and God will make sure you're the one holding the shovel. You've been trained to believe that peace comes from ease, but true peace only comes after the death of indulgence. Your generation is addicted to comfort, distraction, stimulation, and validation. Men scroll more than they think. They fantasize more than they build. They chase dopamine instead of divinity. And then they wonder why they feel hollow. It's because you can't be full of God when you're full of numbness. Comfort doesn't heal you, it hides you. It's the slowest form of decay. Every time you choose ease over effort, you're feeding the version of yourself that God is trying to kill. The flesh is clever. It speaks the language of now. Just one more scroll, just one more rest day, just one more compromise. It will whisper logic into your downfall. The flesh promises pleasure, but delivers weakness. It promises rest, but brings regret. The longer you serve it, the further you drift from your mission. This is why God demands discipline, because every act of self-control is an act of spiritual warfare.
This may be the last ad you ever see. Because with the free AdBlock extension from Capital One Shopping, you can say goodbye to ads on sites like YouTube.
Every time you reject lust, you sharpen divine trust. Every time you endure hunger, exhaustion, or loneliness without complaining, you're crucifying your flesh. And every death of weakness is a birth of strength. You can't be powerful and pitiful at the same time. You can't pray for strength and cling to comfort. To be the man God trusts, you must embrace the pain others avoid. Pain isn't punishment, it's payment. And discipline is the currency. You want peace? Earn it in the gym of suffering. Every rep, every sweat, every lonely night, it's building a foundation the storms can't break. Seneca once wrote, "The man who has practiced in the face of difficulties knows how to stand when the storm arrives." That's what divine trust looks like. It's not about being fearless. It's about standing when fear screams louder. There comes a season where God will cut off everything that feeds your weakness. He'll expose your distractions. He'll silence your pleasures. He'll take away the people who fuel your old habits. And if you resist, He'll burn it out of you. Because He cannot pour new power into an unpurified vessel. He's not just cleaning your environment, He's cleansing your soul. This is why so many men crumble during growth. They mistake divine surgery for punishment. But God isn't hurting you. He's hollowing you out so there's room for His purpose to live inside you. Before God can raise you, He must kill your need to be seen. Ego thrives on attention, but purpose thrives on silence. So He'll humiliate you. He'll let you fail publicly. He'll let people doubt you. Because humility is the fire that burns the flesh of pride. And when the last ounce of ego dies, you'll discover the quiet strength of a man who no longer needs validation. The man God trusts doesn't boast, he embodies. He doesn't need to prove, he simply is. His presence is discipline. His energy is reverence. His silence is power. No weakness destroys men faster than lust. It's the counterfeit of divine creation, a shortcut to intimacy without commitment, pleasure without purpose. Every time you fall to it, you trade your clarity for fog, your power for emptiness, your drive for shame. That's why the man who conquers lust becomes unstoppable, because he has mastered the most primitive fire inside him. He no longer chases release, he channels it. The energy that once destroyed him now builds empires. The same fire that burned his peace now fuels his discipline. He doesn't run from desire, he rules it. That's divine masculinity. Discipline isn't punishment, it's purification. Every time you wake early and your body begs for more sleep, you prove you're not a slave to comfort. Every time you fast when your flesh screams hunger, you declare mastery. Every time you stay focused when your mind wanders, you prove your purpose is greater than pleasure. That's when God starts to notice. Because He doesn't look for the loud, He looks for the loyal. He watches who still prays when they're tired, who still grinds when it's quiet, who still resists when no one's watching. Those are the men heaven trusts. The death of the flesh isn't the end, it's the resurrection of the real you. When your weakness dies, your clarity returns. When your addiction dies, your purpose breathes. When your lust dies, your power rises. That's when God begins to move through you. You stop trying to impress the world and start impacting it. You stop chasing recognition and start radiating peace. Because now, you're not living for yourself. You're living as a weapon of heaven. Until a man conquers himself, he will be conquered by everything. So stop begging for easy. Stop praying for comfort. Start dying to everything that keeps you small. You want to be the man God trusts? Then crucify the weak man inside you. Let him scream. Let him resist. Let him burn. Because only after death does true power begin.
Unlock the world's largest, most liquid financial market with...
There comes a time in every man's life when everything goes quiet. No applause, no recognition, no validation, just stillness. And if you're not spiritually aware, you'll think you failed. You'll think you've been forgotten. You'll think God has turned His face away. But what if I told you this silence is sacred? Because before God reveals a man, He always hides him. He buries greatness under anonymity. He conceals power inside obscurity. He lets you walk through a season where no one sees you, so that when they finally do, you're no longer the same man. Every prophet, every warrior, every chosen man has a cave. David had his cave. Moses had his wilderness. Joseph had his prison. Christ had his desert. The cave is not punishment. It's preparation. It's where your pride dies. It's where your noise ends. It's where you learn to walk without applause. You start to realize that validation was your addiction, that people's approval was your anchor, that your worth was too dependent on being seen. So God blinds you until you learn to move by faith, not sight. He removes the crowd so you can finally hear him. Purpose is lonely. It always will be. Because destiny requires separation. Not everyone can walk where you're going. Not everyone is strong enough to endure your silence. You'll lose people who once promised forever. You'll outgrow circles that once felt like home. You'll wake up one day and realize that solitude isn't isolation, it's refinement. You're not being punished, you're being purified, and it hurts deeply. Because silence exposes everything you used to hide with noise. You'll meet your fears. You'll face your insecurities. You'll confront the man you really are when no one's watching. And that's exactly where God wants you, because he can't build a man through applause. He builds him through absence. You say you want to be trusted by God, but can you be faithful when you're invisible? Can you keep showing up when no one claps? Can you keep grinding when it feels like your prayers hit the ceiling? Can you stay disciplined when there's no reward in sight? That's the test. It's easy to be passionate when you're praised. It's easy to be faithful when you're celebrated. But when heaven hides you, your motives are revealed. Because the man who serves only for results will quit in silence. But the man who serves out of obedience will become unstoppable. That's who God promotes, the man who didn't quit in the dark. There's a reason God doesn't rush your exposure, because unearned visibility destroys untested character. He won't give you the platform until you have the purity to handle it. He won't bless you with influence until you've learned humility through isolation. He won't send you the spotlight until you've mastered the shadows. He delays you because he's developing you. You think you're ready, but he knows your pride still bleeds. You think you can handle the weight, but he sees the cracks in your foundation, so he hides you a little longer. He refines you a little deeper. He cuts you a little sharper, until you can carry power without losing peace. Hidden seasons are sacred because they force intimacy. When you have nothing left, you learn how to lean on God. When no one answers your calls, you finally hear his voice. When you're forgotten by the world, you're remembered by heaven. And in that silence, you begin to transform. You start moving slower, but deeper. You stop reacting and start listening. You no longer chase purpose. You become purpose. You're not lost. You're being cultivated. The oak tree spends years underground before breaking through. The warrior trains for decades before the battle arrives. The diamond endures pressure before it shines. So stop trying to escape the hidden season. Let it sharpen you. Let it starve your ego. Let it strengthen your soul. Because when the appointed time comes, you'll rise with silence in your eyes and fire in your spirit. And then, one day, without warning, God will lift the veil. He'll bring you back to the surface. People will look at you and ask, where did he come from? They won't know about the years you spent in the dark. They won't know about the tears, the silence, the battles. They won't know how often you almost quit. But God will. He saw every sacrifice. He counted every lonely night. He remembered every time you obeyed him quietly. And when he finally reveals you, he'll make sure the world can't ignore you. Because what's built in silence always shakes the earth when it's revealed. Before God uses a man publicly, he must break him privately. If you're in a hidden season, don't fight it. embrace it, study it, bleed in it. Because when you come out, you won't just be known, you'll be anointed. The crown you ask for is heavy. Every man asks God for power. Few realize the weight that comes with it. You pray for strength. He sends struggle. You pray for wisdom. He sends confusion. You pray for leadership. He gives you people who test your patience. Because divine power doesn't come as a gift, it comes as a burden. The man God trusts must be able to carry what would crush others. He must learn how to stay grounded while being elevated, humble while being honored, faithful while being followed. This is not about glory, it's about responsibility. God will not bless you to feed your ego. He will bless you to feed His purpose. And if your ambition outweighs your discipline, if your desire for recognition exceeds your reverence for truth, then that blessing becomes a curse. So He tests you. He breaks you. He measures your motives in silence. Only when you can serve without spotlight will He trust you with power. Influence is not about being admired, it's about being accountable. When God places people under your guidance, He expects more from you than from them. You become the example, the mirror, the standard. That means you can no longer live loosely. You can no longer act from emotion. You can no longer feed your lust and call it freedom. The man who leads must lead himself first. He must conquer his own impulses before commanding others. Because if your emotions still control you, you are not a leader, you are a liability. The warrior of light doesn't just inspire others, he disciplines himself when no one's watching. He corrects his own ego before it poisons the room. He chooses peace when pride calls for war. That's what separates divine men from ordinary ones they rule from within. When God begins to trust you, you'll feel it not in applause, but in responsibility. You'll wake up one day and realize your life is no longer just about you. Your choices echo through others. Your strength becomes someone's stability. Your obedience keeps doors open for people you'll never meet. That's the holy weight. It's not glamorous, it's not comfortable, but it's sacred, because when God entrusts you with influence, He expects stewardship, not ego. He expects humility, not hype. He expects obedience, even when it costs you comfort. You can't play small anymore. You can't move like a man who has nothing to lose, because you carry destiny now. You carry legacy. You carry souls depending on your consistency. That's why the man God trusts must learn to carry pain without complaining, responsibility without resentment, power without pride. Power without integrity is destruction, and God will never let a man He loves become powerful and corrupt at the same time. So He refines your integrity through fire. He lets betrayal humble you. He lets temptation test you. He lets success expose your hidden weaknesses. Each trial isn't punishment, it's purification, because a man's power must be equal to his purity. Otherwise, he becomes dangerous. That's why the journey feels endless. That's why your elevation seems delayed. God is still aligning your integrity with the level of influence He's preparing for you. He will strip everything fake out of your character until what remains is unshakable truth. He'll take away the desire to impress. He'll break your need for control. He'll silence the voice of pride inside you, so that when He finally lifts you, your foundation won't crack. Being trusted by God means sacrificing the pleasures that distract ordinary men. You can't indulge in weakness. You can't drown in lust. You can't waste your hours scrolling, sleeping, or chasing validation. You have been chosen, and that means separation. While others seek pleasure, you seek purpose. While others avoid pain, you walk straight into it. Because you understand this truth, the cost of greatness is isolation. The man God trusts doesn't chase comfort, he chases alignment. He says no more often than yes. He obeys the call even when it breaks his heart. Because obedience is the highest form of strength. The standards of heaven, when God begins to trust you, he raises your standards not for pride, but for purity. He will not allow you to move like everyone else. Your spirit will feel conviction over what others laugh about. You'll be called to silence when others gossip. You'll feel heavy when others feel free because you're not meant for ordinary freedom. You're meant for divine discipline. And discipline is not chains, it's protection. God doesn't restrict you to punish you. He restricts you to preserve you. He limits your freedom so he can expand your destiny. So when others say you've changed, smile. You have. You've been refined by responsibility. You've been anointed through endurance. You've been prepared for a power they can't comprehend, the burden and the blessing. Here's the truth. The higher your purpose, the heavier your cross. But that cross, that weight, is what shapes your soul. It's what keeps you humble when glory comes. It's what keeps you grateful when success arrives. The man God trusts doesn't ask for an easier path. He asks for stronger shoulders, because he knows with every burden comes authority, with every scar comes wisdom, with every test comes trust. So when life feels heavy, don't pray for release. Pray for refinement. God is shaping you into a vessel capable of carrying greatness without being destroyed by it. If God can trust you with pain, he can trust you with power. So when you feel the weight, carry it with reverence. You are not being punished. You are being entrusted. And soon the world will see what heaven has been building in silence. There comes a day when everything you've endured starts to make sense. You look back at the years of isolation, the rejections, the tears, and you realize none of it was random. You were being forged.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is...
Every delay was divine timing. Every loss was alignment. Every heartbreak was holy redirection. And now you've become the man others look to. The man who carries calm in chaos, strength in silence, faith in the storm. You don't chase validation anymore because you are validation. You don't seek guidance. You've become the example. Not perfect, not flawless, but anchored. You've become the standard. Not because you wanted power, but because you learned responsibility. And that's how God works. He turns the obedient into leaders, the disciplined into kings, and the humble into symbols. The world is desperate for solid men who don't bend with trends, who don't crumble under pressure, who stand tall in storms. Look around, everywhere you see distraction, weakness, and compromise being glorified. But the man God trusts doesn't join the noise, he becomes the counterforce. He's not loud, but his presence silences the room. He's not aggressive, but his energy commands respect. He doesn't preach about strength, he lives it. That's the new definition of power, controlled, calm, and consistent. You are not meant to blend in, you are meant to be the contrast, to show the world what discipline looks like, to show younger men that honor still exists, to show that divine masculinity is not domination, it's direction. The man God trusts knows his life is not his own. He carries legacy in every decision. You don't just represent yourself anymore, you represent a standard that others will follow. That means your word must be law. Your presence must bring order. Your silence must carry weight. You no longer live by impulse, you live by principle. Because the difference between a boy and a man isn't age, money, or muscles, it's accountability. And integrity is rare currency in this age of performance. But it's what makes you untouchable, when you can look at your reflection and say, I didn't fold, I didn't cheat, I didn't sell my soul. That's real success. No fame can match that peace. True strength is not brutal, it's balanced. The man God trusts carries both fire and grace. He can destroy when he must, but he prefers to build. He can fight when cornered, but he'd rather protect. He can command a room, but he chooses humility. This balance doesn't come from weakness, it comes from mastery. The ability to wield power gently is what makes you powerful, because uncontrolled fire burns everything it touches. You are now that fire, refined, restrained, radiant. You no longer react, you respond. You no longer chase, you attract. You no longer doubt, you know. That's divine masculinity. That's leadership with light in its eyes. You've walked through pain and found peace. You've been broken and rebuilt. Now you walk with God, not just toward Him. You're no longer begging for guidance. You're walking in sync with divine timing. You've learned to listen instead of panic, to act from faith instead of fear. And that's when you realize God was never testing your strength. He was building it. He wasn't trying to break you. He was teaching you how to bend without shattering. Now every step you take carries purpose. Every move is intentional. Every word has weight. You don't need signs anymore. You've become the sign. But here's the final warning. When you become the standard, you must guard your soul with vigilance. Because power attracts temptation. Influence invites envy. Respect breeds challenge. The devil doesn't come for the weak, he comes for the trusted. So protect your mind. Stay humble in the spotlight. Remember where you came from. Stay on your knees in prayer, even when you're standing tall. You didn't come this far to let ego steal what discipline built. Every day, renew your vow. I am not here for fame, I am here for faithfulness. That's what keeps your power clean. That's what keeps your spirit sharp. That's what keeps you trustworthy. You were not chosen to be comfortable. You were chosen to carry light. So, carry it well. Carry it with patience, with grace, with relentless focus. Let your discipline preach louder than your words. Let your consistency become a prophecy. Let your presence remind others of what's possible when a man fully aligns with God's will. Because in the end, the world doesn't need more loud men, it needs more trusted ones. And if you've made it this far, if you've endured the silence, the struggle, the wait, then you've earned the title. You have become the man God trusts.
Hey guys, this is gonna be the end of the stream. I'm gonna be streaming for about an hour and a half. That's gonna be the end of the stream, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I'm about to go, handle some off-stream business. Thank y'all for watching. That was a very, 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 very deep video. I'm thinking about doing those deep videos probably at the end of every stream. At the end of every stream, I feel like I should have that message being punctured into our hearts and souls, souls and spirits. That was a very heartfelt message. I know that I need to keep working on getting my relationship closer with God, and that is really all I need to do. Thank you guys. Thank you, God. It's not set in order, but we're out.